Zhu Ying, a fresh graduate from an ordinary working-class family, entered a secret contractual marriage with Lu Chuenan, the powerful president of Lu Group, solely because of a life-saving kindness between their elders. Many years ago, Zhu's grandfather risked his life to save the critically ill old master of the Lu family. To repay this great kindness, and driven by the elderly Lu's dying wish to see his grandson married in the Lu family bloodline continued, the wealthy Lu family forced this mismatched marriage into reality. At 28, Lu Chuenan owned billions of assets, possessed a cold, domineering and rational personality, and carried the inherent harshness and arrogance of a capitalist. He looked down on Zhu's humble background from the very beginning and held no expectation for this political marriage. On the contrary, Zhu Ying remained sober and sensible, fully aware of their huge status gap. She never craved romantic love and only regarded the marriage as a well-paid long-term job. Holding the idea of saving enough money to divorce decently one day, on reaching a mutually non-interfering coexistence agreement with Lu Chuenan, the two registered their marriage quietly with no wedding ceremony, no public announcement and no social connection, living as secret spouses from then on. Zhu Ying was arranged to take an ordinary civilian position in Lu Group. During working hours, she was an inconspicuous grassroots employee under her husband. She spent daily leisure time gossiping with close female colleagues, eagerly discussing countless romantic rumors about her superior Lu Chuenan. In the office, rumors spread endlessly about Lu's ambiguous interactions with his personal secretary and frequent private meetings, as well as late-night encounters with A-list female celebrities. While everyone whispered about the president's playboy nature, Zhu Ying, his legal yet hidden wife, stayed completely detached and indifferent. She drew a clear line between work and marriage from the start, believing his romantic scandals had nothing to do with her. Remaining emotionless and unattached became her best way to leave without harm. The couple lived separately in a huge villa for a long time, living under the same roof yet like strangers. Lu Chuenan rarely returned home, and even when he did, he kept a cold and distant attitude at all times. According to the marriage contract, Zhu Ying was responsible for housework and 3 home-cooked meals every day, receiving a fixed monthly salary of 20,000 yuan along with complete social insurance and corporate benefits. If they divorced peacefully in the future, Lu Chuenan promised to grant her a 2 million yuan apartment as compensation. Extremely controlling and harsh, Lu Chuenan fined her arbitrarily for trivial matters. Unsatisfactory food taste, delayed responses to temporary tasks, slight lateness for work, and even refusing his intimate advances during her menstrual period. He could deduct thousands of yuan within a single day, showing extreme harshness and inhumanity everywhere. There was no emotional communication or spiritual resonance between them. Separated by huge differences in values, horizons and family backgrounds, their only intimate connection stemmed from a drunken accident half a year ago. On a late night, the intoxicated Lu Chuenan lost control and approached Zhu Ying, who exuded a pure and fresh aura after bathing. He forcibly crossed boundaries and had intimate relations with her. Afterwards, he compensated her with a huge bank transfer in a cold and straightforward manner, blatantly putting their entanglement on a price tag. From then on, Lu Chuenan came home more often, becoming addicted to her pure, makeup-free temperament and warm home-cooked meals. Nevertheless, he remained cold and ruthless, driving her out of the bedroom immediately after intimacy and never staying overnight, firmly drawing an emotional line and only maintaining a physical and employer-employee relationship. Having seen through his true nature thoroughly, Zhu Ying took contraceptive pills secretly for a long time to avoid accidental pregnancy and entrapment. She endured daily harsh treatment in silence, managing workplace affairs and household chores steadily, lying low and waiting for the day when old Master Lu passed away and her contractual marriage could be terminated smoothly. As old Master Lu's health gradually declined and he lingered in bed, his greatest wish in his later years was to hold a great-grandchild. urging Lu Chuanan to conceive an heir constantly. Under strong pressure from his elder, Lu Chuanan had to face the fertility issue, forcing Zhu Ying to undergo a comprehensive physical examination in a high-end private hospital to confirm their healthy physical conditions. Faced with the demand for childbirth, Zhu Ying resisted fiercely. She refused to have a child in a loveless marriage and trap an innocent baby in a cold family. She took the initiative to propose a compromise plan. She would pretend to prepare for pregnancy to save the Lu family's reputation, allowing Lu Chuanan to have a child with another woman in secret with her full cooperation. This suggestion enraged the arrogant Lu Chuanan, triggering the fiercest quarrel in their marriage. Zhu Ying dropped all pretense, openly condemning his condescending attitude and materialized marriage, complaining about being reduced to a nanny and an accessory, longing for equal respect and emotional connection, and refusing to be trapped in a money-bound cage for a lifetime. Stung by her ruthful accusations of his indifference and selfishness, Lu Chuanan flew into a rage and abandoned her on the road, pushing their relationship into a cold war. During this period, Lu Chuanan made no effort to restrain himself, and countless romantic gossip with female celebrities, socialites and workplace secretaries flooded the media. Completely shattering Zhu Ying's last trace of tolerance. Disheartened and desperate, Zhu Ying submitted her resignation application, determined to end this oppressive marriage in advance and file for divorce. However, using the old master's critical health as an excuse, Lu Chuanan forced her to stay, ordering her to maintain their superficial marriage for another 2 months and promising to let her leave freely once the time limit expired. Helpless, Zhu Ying had no choice but to compromise and continue their peaceful yet loveless coexistence. Shortly before the Cold War ended, Lu Chuanan returned home heavily drunk once again. Repressed emotions burst out, and he had intimate contact with Zhu Ying by force. Afterward, his attitude softened abnormally, showing rare guilt and promising to restrain his temper and treat her well in the future. Though implying reluctance to let go, he still firmly held the dominant power over their marriage, deciding the time and form of divorce entirely on his own. Zhu Ying dismissed his words as empty drunken talk and stayed determined to leave. From then on, Lu Chuanan began to change obviously. He stopped imposing arbitrary fines and harsh punishments, softened his tone, abandoned his sharp edges, and frequently gave her expensive jewelry, luxury accessories and snacks to take the initiative to please her. Yet, Zhu Ying stayed highly vigilant, fully aware of the inherent flaws of wealthy men. She regarded his sudden tenderness as momentary impulse, keeping her distance rationally without falling for his advances. She never realized that Lu Chuanan had long planned in secret, quietly replacing her contraceptive pills and calculating step by step to conceive a child with her, binding her to him with blood ties forever. As the 2-month deadline approached, Old Master Lu's condition deteriorated sharply with multiple critical illness notices, casting a heavy shadow over the entire Lu family. At the same time, Zhu Ying suffered sudden physical abnormalities, frequent nausea, aversion to greasy smells, recurring hypoglycemia and persistent fatigue. These obvious early pregnancy symptoms caught her completely off guard. She never expected to get pregnant despite long-term contraception, and finally realized the truth that her medicine had been tampered with. Every unexpected accident was a deliberate scheme planned by Lu Chuanan. The unplanned pregnancy overturned all her escape plans. The entire Lu family rejoiced at the news, and the dying old master even regained energy. No longer hiding his true intentions, Lu Chuanan publicly announced Zhu Ying's identity as Mrs. Lu, cut off all outside ambiguous relationships, severed all inappropriate connections with the opposite sex, and devoted himself wholeheartedly to taking care of her pregnancy. All employees in the company were shocked to discover that their low-key ordinary female colleague was actually their president's secret wife, rushing to flatter her, which brought Zhu Ying extreme embarrassment. Subsequent prenatal examinations confirmed twin pregnancy, making Lu Chuanan increasingly cautious and delicate. He monitored home surveillance in real time during working hours, rushed back to the villa right after work, took the initiative to take over all housework and provided meticulous personal care, making up for all the tenderness and patience he had lacked before. The once cold and overbearing capitalist completely transformed into a gentle and family-oriented husband, blocking all external disturbances to ensure Zhu Ying a safe prenatal period. After full-term pregnancy, Zhu Ying gave birth to 2 baby boys via cesarean section, securing the Lu family's bloodline and greatly improving the old master's health. After the birth of their children, Lu Chuannan's deep love and strong guilt erupted completely. He took the initiative to share parenting responsibilities, became patient and considerate, abandoned his former violence, and melted the ice in Zhu Ying's heart little by little with practical actions. The previously agreed divorce agreement was permanently shelved by Lu Chuanan, who never mentioned letting her go again. After 2 years of daily companionship, accompanied by their 2 sons, together with Lu Chuannan's long-term preference and thoughtful care, Zhu Ying gradually let go of all past grievances and estrangement. She finally saw the deep affection and paranoia hidden under his cold appearance, as well as his unique tolerance and compromise for her alone. Letting go of past prejudices and defenses, she willingly conceived again and gave birth to a lovely daughter, forming a perfect and happy family of 5. This secret marriage, which originated from gratitude and transaction, filled with calculation, alienation, depression and estrangement, started with a cold legal contract, through accidents, schemes, running in unmutual redemption. It finally stripped off utilitarian colors and settled into mutually healing true love. Once guarded, disgusted and separated by deep gaps, the 2 overcame status differences, personality conflicts, unrealistic entanglements. From transcational spouses bound by interests, they grew into loyal lovers who understood and cherished each other, spending the rest of their lives in warmth and peace surrounded by their children.